Hey everyone, welcome to Reverse Homesteading. Today is the first day of May, so it's the first day of the last month of fall or autumn, and I'm still wearing summer clothes. It's so crazy. It gets cold at night, 12 or 14 as I've said before, but we often get 24 to 26 degrees during the day, which is quite bizarre because it's usually March when the weather turns a little bit cold. Wow, those noisy miners are well named, aren't they? Anyway, I'll show you my fruit trees and explain what I mean. So you can see my two black currants here and over there, still in full leaf, starting to turn. We have some autumn leaves in cooler suburbs, they're starting to turn. Not sure if I'll be able to keep my olive tree alive that didn't have much of a root system. I'll show you that video here. I'll link it up here. Anyway, olive trees seem to take a while to die. Perhaps I'll take a bit more off that, but yeah, not holding out a lot of hope. But anyway, this one's fine. This one's been here probably for a couple of decades, so I still have one olive tree. Mango tree, still got its full leaves. Pink lady apple, still got all of its leaves. Banana tree, not so happy. It is a cool climate red Dhaka banana, and it's a dwarf, so it'll only get to about 2 meters. I seem to explain that every time. I'm not sure if you've been here before, but that is the story of this one. So bananas do that anyway. They lose leaves and then you cut them off, and yeah, so you have to protect them from frost, obviously, still, even though it's a cool climate banana. But it's not showing a lot of signs of dying off. Blueberries, on the other hand, are a little bit. This is my blue rose blueberry, so it's losing leaves and they're going autumn colours. So that's what it should be doing at this time of the year. I've got Granny Smith apple, still with its 2 apples. I'll have to pick them. My grandson wasn't too interested last time he was here, so we'll have to hype it up a bit next time, see if he wants to pick an apple from the tree. I only have 2, but that's alright. Yeah, still putting on new growth, which is weird for autumn or fall. This is my Denise blueberry, still going autumn colours, which is fine, but not as fast as it should be. This is my Sweet Sensations nectarine, and it's still pretty happy. It's only lost a couple of leaves. Usually by this time of the year, in April into May, it would be losing most of its leaves. So another blueberry. That's a sunshine blue blueberry. So it's only just starting to turn. Beautiful autumn colours though. I love how it turns purple first. So still got a few lilies that I have to pull out. And this is our Moore Park apricot, which still needs a bit of trellising. If you're going to trellis things, especially hard, like if you're doing espalier, try to do it when the sap is still up in the plant. So if the leaves are off, it's probably not a good idea to trellis them. So you want them flexible when they've got all of their sap running through them. So I'm fast running out of time to espalier that as it should be. So I'll have to replace those with star pickets because they are quite wonky. That's why I didn't espalier them any further. But it's possibly losing its flexibility. And then next year it'll be putting on new growth. It won't want to change its old growth to the new shape. So this will be a fan. Stone fruit is usually made in a fan shape, and the apples will be in the flat traditional espalier up and then horizontal stage of espalier. But as you can see, they're all still in full leaf, and not sure what will happen. I'm hoping they don't get killed off by the frost, hoping they will naturally go dormant, and everything will be fine and dandy if that's the case. If the banana gets killed by frost, or at least its leaves, we'll just deal with that if it happens, but I will be extra careful of that one. And the mango, and up the other end there's a stuffing pepper that is still quite frost sensitive, I would imagine. But that's my confused plants, 2nd year in a row. So I'm currently doing another plan for seed growing starting later and I usually put my seed grown plants out in October in the garden. End of September into October is when you're not likely to get a frost here, but we could still be surprised. I'm hoping not, but definitely October to plant out my veggie seedlings this year. In amongst all of my forgotten weeds here is my Cute Stuff stuffing pepper. Cute Stuff Gold, I think it's called. So I am going to pick this because I've had so much trouble with fruit fly. If I'm going to keep these other fruit on there, I probably should cover them as well. I just didn't think it would really kick on this time of the year. Obviously I was wrong. So that's the biggest one I've got off this since I've had it for 2 summer seasons now. I purchased it as a plant, but I'm pretty happy with that. So I will shield that. I've had fruit fly in the house, so I might even stick it in a bag when it's inside and put some covers on these ones too. I'll let that one ripen for a little bit for a bit more flavour, but usually once something's starting to ripen with colour, you can pick it and it has pretty much the same flavour as it would otherwise. Yeah, ended up picking the second one anyway. A bit of insurance against those marauding fruit flies. My goodness. As you may have heard before, I'm doing an inside-outside experiment with some late planted honeybee round cherry tomatoes. I haven't planted that kind before, but I'm just looking at these, and these are going way better than the ones that are inside in front of a window, and they're out in the cold weather at night. This is our heater, but it's only been on once, maybe twice, so it's not really getting the heat from the heater at night. So a few little leaves at the bottom that aren't doing well, but this time of the year that's not unusual. So yeah, maybe they will kick on. I'll just keep taking these diseased looking leaves off, and maybe that's the spot for them. I did think of builder's film like I have on here. Hubby suggested covering a garden bed like that. I have done that before, but the fruit I got in winter was not great. Just didn't ripen to a nice flavour, but we shall see. I was just watering in my mini greenhouse and I found these mini crunch cabbage seeds. I was wondering why I didn't see any mini crunch cabbages come up. That would be why. So it was still in here from when I planted the rest of the seeds. So there you go. I will plant some before it's too late and we will have mini crunch. This being the autumn or fall season, I have a lot of cleaning up to do, and thankfully our desert ash tree is losing its leaves. So I'll bundle these up and make a leaf mulch pile. I didn't make an actual enclosure for it last year, I just piled it up on the ground. But this year, hubby is on the job, and so is that helicopter. So I'm going to make some star picket areas with chicken wire around them, hopefully. At least a pallet area. We've collected some pallets recently that were free and heat treated, so they don't have chemicals on them. So a lot of crunchy leaves underfoot, so I will rake those up and bring you along for the ride. I'm sure I'll show you how many leaves I've got. I tired of the process last year and just left the ones in the garden bed to rot down, which is fantastic because they didn't seem to have a lot of seeds in them, that sort of thing. And yeah, free mulch, free leaf litter. It's great. Just a little bit of effort. Thought I'd show you this Madeira vine. You can tell what it is once it's flowered. The ants are enjoying it. I was wondering if it was some kind of just a basic creeper or if it could even be some sort of kiwi fruit. But it is not. It is an invasive weed. So if you have this on your property, you can identify it at the moment if you're in Australia because it would be flowering or soon to be flowering. So yes, rip it out. This is coming from our neighbour's place, and I'll just be taking off what I can from this side of our fence. Just trellising up my Tulamine raspberry. I didn't get fruit from any of my raspberries this year. It's been a crazy year, but I do have some runners. So they're little plants that pop up near the parent plant. Got a good set of roots. I just asked my daughter if she wants them. Otherwise I just put them in a pot and see how they go over winter. And yeah, they should be fine here in autumn or fall to put in a pot for a while and see where I'm going to put them next year if she doesn't want them. Oh, Oh, I actually missed this one, hiding in here, behind my solar light. So this is too old to eat. It's a butterbean. Goodness, come here. And I'll just save that for seed. I'll wait a bit longer and wait till the pod dries out. But yeah, it's too big of a buffer to eat now. But that's cool. I've got my own seed that's organically produced. And it's a win still. The last of these slippery silk beans. They're a dried bean. So you just wait till they're totally dried before they come off there. Some of them have actually dropped their seed already. You can see this little one in here. Beautiful little red ones. So that won't take long to take them out of their little pods. This one I might leave a little bit longer. The plants really didn't get a go along this summer. They're planted out a little bit late, I guess. But yeah, most of the plants are spent. So I'll just try to find any of the little seeds that have dropped. And I want them inside where I can see them. This plant's still going. Still got quite a few green pods on there. And we'll just leave those to mature. We'll pull out the dead plants, give ourselves a bit more space. And ready for the next thing that's coming in here. Awesome. So along the fence here, with our tomatoes that were planted last, we are still getting tomatoes, and it is April in the southern hemisphere. That's autumn or fall. So here we go. Here are some nice ones I just noticed that I missed. I still have some ripening inside, so I'll just add these to those. These are San Marzanos. Not as fat as they can be, but quite long. There's another one there, I'll leave that for a bit longer. And the others may or may not be worth picking, but we shall see. Got some Amish paste still coming along, and we've got flowers. So who knows? I might just leave those for curiosity's sake. We shall see. Quick update on my Maslin crop, which is rye and wheat sown together for productivity. So rye does well in wet weather and wheat does well in dry weather. It is probably the wrong season. Sometimes farmers grow wheat in autumn into the longer season through the cold weather. Originally I had birds taking the seed, even though I had put some straw down, so they're opportunists. So I put some fruit fly nets over the top, and I had to take them off because the wheat was growing up through and the blades are quite thick to start with, and I didn't want them getting stuck in the net, so I took it off. But I just noticed today, I think it must have been overnight because I watered last night, something's been digging up the wheat that hasn't sprouted yet. And potentially pulling up the seedlings, but there's not much I can do about it. I mean, our farmers grow wheat in an open field, they deal with this sort of thing as well. So I'll just see what the productivity is. I have grown wheat and rye before, but that was in the tropics, different creatures, different climate, so we will see. Well, I hope you're having fun in your garden. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.